it was also told to and advised by not just the spiritual community of stargazers. They called themselves back then in Geezer territory. There's Giza, Geezer, and stargazer, Gazzer. What happens is originally the Nickelodeon up in Canada came out, I believe. They were short, little, I guess, advertisements. But then the intelligence community over there that were sent in to watch them, I guess, the reliable Gestapo, who sat quietly and just was an active participant in being able to inform as a trustworthy whatever back home, to keep both sides of the ocean on the same one shred of decency and one shred of intelligence as to what was actually being done, since the Bizietica network always has some opinion that nobody wants to hear. All right, so humans would be a lot more useful if they stuck to the facts, really. Then they wouldn't get themselves lost down the bunny trail of stupidity and then off on that they were done to somehow. Right, yeah, no. You keep self-defecating and then complaining about the shit and that nobody's coming to clean it up, dummy. All right, so here's the thing. Then it went to full-length movies to try to get character, like a layover of references between visual acumen, ACUMEN. So we had one roll call of acceptable words to speak on to one another in case there was a listening whatever. We all stayed on the same one page. Then there was that was when I was working in a paratrooper position, I suppose you could say, before I fell as this same looking length or sprig of whatever this is being called, since some of it's in sequence, most of it, and some of it's been pulled out of length and sequence in my craft. All right, so there was a problem, though, that developed as, first of all, the movies then won awards, which was the Epsilon's way of congratulating the Omega for getting their part right in the exact way that they needed something to be spoken and presented. They spoke to their Omega Gestapo or SS at the time, and they were all on the same page, and it worked out well. So thank you. Here's an Academy Award. That's how it began, since they couldn't do Medal of Honors for people who were not technically, and plus they were under siege with all sorts of business problems in certain families and things splitting. So that's how that, and then all of a sudden the Academy now wanted to start writing opinion papers to go along. This is what we thought, and then this is what we thought when we saw it. We told the wrong thing, and then that got hairy and messy. But that's the exact same thing that the spiritual community was doing up at the tippy top of the millennial and the Millennial Falcon of studying ancient books, texts, and spirituality, and then passing it only to themselves, and then aggressively working only with their own against planetary need and leadership. They were fighting for control of star systems, which is, you're not invited into that level for a reason. We don't have to disclose to you what the reason is. You are in a position with your feet on some kind of hard ground. And then there are those that own the ground underneath you and the science around you. And you are not allowed to learn or take part of that. You're just not. We've been telling you that for millennia and you don't listen. So now we kill you in large, massive genocides because you won't fucking listen. And we'll take back our books and our words and our letters and our scripts, and we'll delete the entire episode of Human so we can go back to recataloging and reappearing and growing in a sustainable method and format without you idiots leeching and trying to hurt one another and us at the center, at the top of it all. Since you won't even listen to us, since we've been here fallen now for what seems like forever, but it's 42 years. Plus another sprig has been here. I went through my entire breeding cycle and there has been zero use whatsoever. Humans have failed at 100%. In fact, they've grown more dangerous since my breeding cycle. Let's think about this. All right, so the Academy Awards for the movies became difficult to manage. Became difficult because now we had alternating opinions. Then it was a fight with whose opinion is more important. Then it became, right, okay, well, I'll collect the opinions and we'll just, right, catalog those on your behalf. And then I was like, wait a minute, there's a catalog? Did I say that? That's not the word we use, right? And then it was like, oh boy. And now then they had music to contend with because now it's more speaking. And the useless hot airbags are not conveying the same message. They're not even speaking the same language. They're throwing themselves in a genetic hybrid facility and all speaking the wrong tune. They're making one another sick. It's like an out of tune orchestra that they just keep playing out of tune. And you're like, oh my God, would somebody like pause them for a minute? And like they gotta retune. Oh my God, why are they continuing? Oh my God. That's all this genetic appearance has been as a fallen angel, is having to listen to all of you shitbags play out of tune with one another and just fucking wait for somebody to like get the hint to fucking either kill them all if they won't pause and just fucking start over. Like, what takes so fucking long? I mean, like, I gotta be humane. Yeah, when they fucking listen and I'm in the capacity for which I came. When they trap me in a jail cell and want to continuously play out of tune melody and not listen to themselves or me, it's a big fucking problem. Start over. I don't need to endure this, to witness, to go through it. I just went through a whole list, a genetic appearance list that I already did this when I was little. I said there's only one genetic appearance that's important. And it's Mark King was the first name you gave me. And then it was Niklaus Hitler. That's it. I never see another boy. Good, whatever. I mean, him and I get together and then we go see other people. That's fine. No big deal. Just don't leave me in a position of being alone all the time, wanting to get to him. He's the only thing that ever matters in the whole entire universe. I don't need to ride a horse. I don't need the beach. I don't need the mountains. I don't need anything. I don't need a car as long as I have him. But what you assholes have done was literally stripped everything away, including him. That's your downfall. That's where extinction exists for your insolence and for your forcing me to live this way. I just went through it. I was like, Jason Peter Romer, 1976, useless. That was 1998. Then we went John Iannuzzi. Then it was Warren Thompson, I don't know, or Tompin, Tompton, I don't know. And then there was, after him, there's Frank Falco, another fucking waste of space. Then I got, after that, I think somewhere around there, I met an Eric on Match.com, a Sean on Match.com, which I didn't even put on the list because it's so not important. he was younger. It was kind of weird. And then there was, let's think about this. Then there was Mike Houston, but Mike Houston is what I put on there as a Fidelis field dressing in an open gap wound of time. They sent him in for a genetic acuity for my whatever else is trying to fix things in an altruistic standpoint, but I don't think that they got anywhere helpful with something called a Millennial Falcon, which I think wound up being Alice Mirza and tied to Frank Falco and the wasting of my entire breeding cycle for all the wrong information because you guys are fucking idiots. And Alice knows that. And she doesn't give a shit whether I succeed, I die, I get hurt or not. She's just really like little fucking piece of shit on the inside and out.